Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Man Cave. We will be at Dickey's Barbecue Pit this evening from 6 to 8:30. Leon, the banjo player, won't be able to make it, but I think the rest of the group will be there, so we should have a good time. The auction, I want to remind you, for the two handmade violins made by Jack Morrow, Patty's father. Those are up for auction right now, and very nice violins. I hope somebody will bid on them. We've got, it looks like someone put in a bid at the opening price, so at least we have that. There is some activity. Hope people will get interested, and if you're not interested yourself, maybe tell someone you know. Yesterday afternoon, well, actually, yeah, I guess it was afternoon, I took the skid steer, the big skid steer, the actual Bobcat T300, with the homemade hydraulic brush hog that I built, and wanted to brush hog an area where I was going to do some metal detecting to try out this new metal detector I got. It's a GC1022B metal detector from Ricomax, Ricomax. And it looks like a decent little metal detector. Have no idea how well it works. I know the other one I used works pretty well. But anyway, I took that back there and knocked down the brush really good around one of the old house places. I think this is the older of the two house places. As I mentioned yesterday, I found quite a bit of stuff back there. In fact, I found one of the most unique things I found back there was the solid metal shotgun shell, where the whole casing, everything's brass. That was only made prior to 1890, I think it was. So that's pretty cool. So it looks like it's a really old area, and I have thoroughly searched it before with my other metal detectors, but I haven't searched it in quite a long time, so I thought it'd be fun to go back there again and use this new metal detector and see if it'll do anything. But what I was going to tell you about that, while I'm back there cutting, I barely got started and broke a shear pin on my hydraulic brush hog, so I had to drive all the way back to the shop to get a different shear pin, and I brought an extra with me in case I broke that one. So I get back there, and I just barely got started again and got wrapped up in a bunch of fence wire that I didn't see, in the brush and everything. And that got all tangled around the blade. That took me probably 35-40 minutes to get that untangled. Then, going a little ways after that, I broke yet another shear pin. Actually, I don't think it broke. These are actually, I think they're coming unscrewed is what I think it is, and they're just falling out of there. Well, anyway, so I put the last one in there I had, and I cut for a while longer, and yet I had another one work its way out. So I've got to do something there to lock those in better. I'll be putting, I got to get some nylock nuts or something and double nut them and put nylock, nut on there also. So anyway, I'll be able to figure it out. Just one of those things that happen. And if that was the only thing that happened, that'd be okay. But during the whole time, I started getting hydraulic warnings that there was hydraulic problems. So I had to drive to town, get more hydraulic fluid, and put it in there. And it just ain't easy being me, I'm telling you. And anyway, so I got that in there, and it said it was full. I didn't go anywhere, and it already measured as empty. So it wasn't like it was, you think, well, it's leaking it out. It's not leaking it out. For whatever reason, when I'm pouring it in there, it's getting airlocked or something, and it's showing it's full right away, and it's not full. It's, I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's just because it can, it does. It's just one of those things. So I'm going to work on that when I get a minute. I just don't have a minute right now to try to figure out what's going on there and fix that. Anyway, and then I also did get some of those big thorn trees cut down too. The cool thing about that hydraulic brush hog is is that you can pretty much just go right down on a tree. You can go down on a tree that big around, and those big thorn trees, you just start it either at the top or you bend them over and just knock them down, and you just come down and it just mulches them. It just turns them into shredded wheat. There's very little left of them when you're done. In other news, Tom Armstrong sent me a photo today of him doing some metal detecting, and I thought you might enjoy this one. I think the caption on this was that he got a really good signal from this. He's pointing it at a duck. But to me, it was more the impressive scenery that he was at there. And I wrote down where he was. He said he was at Mount Sunapee State Park in New Hampshire. He said he had to laugh because his first find there was a Matchbox car, and he had just watched the episode of The Detectorists where Lance and Andy had both found a Matchbox car. So, yeah, you'd be surprised. You'll find lots of things like Matchbox cars and other kinds of metal toys, toy guns and things. Those are real common finds when you're using a metal detector. Harmonica reeds are super common, especially if you're in an old area, like here on my farm. I found lots of harmonica reeds. It's amazing how many you find. And here I'm just on a real isolated piece of ground, if you will. I mean, it's just this old farm that's been here forever, and yet I've probably found over a dozen harmonica reeds. It's funny how you find certain kinds of things with metal detectors, and I don't know, things that you may not have expected. Well, moving right along from there, we have yet a little video clip from the contest winner opening up his award. So here it is.
All right. You sure you don't want me to tell you? You positive? The results are in. The results are in. You sure you don't want me to tell you? I can read it off to you.
If Mom didn't tell you, then I want to know it when I get home. Just tonight when I get home. I don't want to know right now.
You sure you don't want me to tell you?
I'm very certain.
It's right here.
Yeah. I don't. You know, though, right? You know.
I know.
But don't tell me.
Connor.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Connor.
What?
You won.
What?
You won.
You told me. Is Mom on the phone?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you're Marco Polo. You excited?
Yeah.
Yeah. 44%.
I got a little package here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and open it. There it is. Acting real nice. That is absolutely beautiful. Wow. I can't wait to start learning it. Thank you so much to all those who voted for me, and thank you to Mr. Rosa for hosting this contest. Now I'm going to get started learning this.
Well, he looked like he's pretty happy to have it, and I'm sure it's well deserved. So I'm glad he's got it. I hope he learns to play it and gets real serious about it. Yesterday, I did a public service announcement about this kinetic here. Might have to retract something I said. And I said it didn't have any effect on me at all. I didn't notice any effect at all. But, and I told you it tastes like chemicals, and pretty much that's what it is. I mean, when you read the ingredients at the very end, you know, like the most important ingredients are at the front, and the end ingredients are the minimal stuff, you know. Well, the minimal stuff is blackberry and lemon extract. So it's got a little tiny bit of flavor from that, but all the rest of them are chemical names that I can't even pronounce. But anyway, the point is that this is supposed to be for clarity and focus, right? And it's got 12 grams of ketones, and it's it says naturally flavored, you know, that type of thing, and that there's no sugar added and no aspartame or sucrose or, you know, artificial sweeteners, whatever. Well, anyway, you know, because it's supposed to make you mentally alert and, you know, have your brain functioning well and more or less give you energy and all that kind of thing. Well, what it does for me, I'm pretty sure, is make me sleepy. I'm not kidding. The first time I drank one of them, I think I drank it at lunch, and, you know, I actually did fall asleep, take a nap, which I rarely do. I mean, it's pretty rare. And I fell asleep, took a nap. Well, last night I drank this, you know, about, I don't know, 10 o'clock or maybe 9:30. Yeah, it's probably more like 9:30. And I fell asleep around 10 o'clock, and I didn't wake up till almost 5. And that never happens with me. So I'm pretty sure this makes me sleepy. Where, you know, and you might say, well, that's crazy because it's supposed to make you wide awake and energy and all that. But you have to remember, I've also told you many times that I have the paradoxical reaction to most things. Well, not to everything, but to a lot of things. I have the paradoxical reaction where I have the opposite reaction that you're supposed to have. And I'm pretty sure that's what's happening here. So I may have to retract the fact that I said this doesn't, you know, make you have energy, and maybe it you know, and I said it doesn't do anything for your brain function. Maybe it does. Maybe your experience would be different, because I apparently am having the paradoxical reaction to this. That's what it seems like anyway. It's a little early to tell since I've only drank about 3 cans of it so far. But anyway, I just thought I'd bring that back and retract my statement there a little bit, because does seem like there is some kind of an effect. Let me read to you something else, though, that you ought to know about it. It says that ketones in your blood or urine indicate that your body is burning fats instead of glucose for energy. That sounds like a good thing to me. Having ketones means your body is using its backup energy source, fats again. If you have type 1 diabetes, high ketones can be dangerous. Levels that are too high can put you at risk of a potentially fatal complication called diabetes-related ketoacidosis. So that don't sound good. I wouldn't. So if you know, if you were thinking of something like this, maybe you ought to check out the part about the diabetic party, especially if you are on the verge or on the edge of being a diabetic or whatever. I don't think I'd recommend it for that for sure. Let's see. I have one little final video for you, and this is on the skid steer forks did come in, and I have a little bit on the lights that came in also just to show you. Well, my friends, I got the forks in that are bolt-on forks for the bucket. And while they might be sufficient for what I want to do, they actually are more solid than I expected. I'm going to try them for a little while and see how they work. You know, that'll pick up logs easy enough and maybe set them on the sawmill, I think. And I still have that plate. My idea might be to take this plate and figure out a way to make a permanent set of forks. They might not be adjustable. What I might try to do is measure the average pallet and set them at a distance that'll pick up most pallets. I'd like to have them spread out as much as I can, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. Just try to find an average that'll work. And then actually build a real set of forks solid for this. That'll also get it closer to the machine, which will let it pick up more load. Like having it sticking out this far actually reduces the lift capacity that the machine would have. So the closer you can get it to the machine, the better. They were cheap. They didn't cost that much. I got them from Vevor. I did pay for them with my own money, even though Vevor has sent me a lot of free stuff. We will see how that goes. While I'm down here, I might as well show you, I've been talking about these lights that are coming in. This is more of that foam. But these lights look really nice. I don't know much about them yet. Well, first of all, I'll just show you on the box. It kind of looks like that. LED parking lot light. But they look like they're really nice. You can see them here. Wow, they're heavy, big. They're bigger than they look, than you think. And they're heavy. So, yeah, there you go. Not a bad looking light. Glad to have them. And we've got plenty of places to use them here. And especially considering how night blind I am, those things will be very handy. That's all I got right now. I'll give you another update once I make some progress. So now all it takes is to make a video of installing them and those lights in terms of that. And that'll be a big project. It might be a few days before I actually get to that, but I will get to it eventually. This morning I've been working on paperwork and catching up on emails all morning, and I've still got more of that to do, and I've got to balance all my different accounts, so I got to get that all finished. I also have 2 large boxes of Kamita Systems products that I need to redistribute and get shipped out. Those came in, well, I think day before yesterday and yesterday. Well, or probably over the weekend and yesterday is what I meant. Anyway, so I've got to get that figured out and get that shipped. And so I hopefully can get that shipped when I go into town yet today for the jam session this evening. And I know I won't have time, but if I have some additional time before I have to leave, I'll probably take this metal detector back there to that area that I cleaned off yesterday. But I don't see that happening today. It probably have to wait till tomorrow. Maybe I can do it in the morning, and that way I could have it for the vlog tomorrow. But we'll see how that goes. Let's go to the comments and see where we are. John Pepper looks like he was the first one in this morning. Rod Wintler's there. David Tharps asks, howdy y'all. Thought I may be late today. Was putting frets on one of those galvanized mechanical gadgets, and time almost got away from me. Yeah, well, when you're involved with one of those things, you know, almost anything can happen. Bill Rhodes, good morning, Jerry. How's the weather down there? Well, the weather here is actually very pleasant. It's not real humid. It's it's not real cool. Let's see. Well, the temperature right now is only 72 according to my little thermometer right there. And it's very sunny out, so it looks like a nice day. It would be a perfect day for me to be out there metal detecting, but no, I'm in here working on paperwork and shipping things probably. David Thorpe says, I wonder if the label on the clothes they buy in China says made around the corner. Yeah, pretty much everything you buy if it says that in China. Let's see. Bill Webb says, hello, Jerry and friends. And Bronson Taylor says, hope you and Sue are doing well. I'm a many-year watcher of your videos from Kentucky. Well, thank you, Bronson. Glad you're here today. I think that's the first time I've seen your name on a post, I think. Then again, I don't remember everything, and especially now. David Tharp, don't you just hate it when a couple is arguing in public and you miss the beginning and you don't know whose side you're on? Yeah, I actually do kind of don't like that. Let's see. Dottie's praying for us and for the country. And did you notice that the Middle East is launched a bunch more missiles? Iran launched a bunch of missiles over at Israel. No one apparently got hurt from it. They were able to shoot them all down apparently, but it sounds like this is one of those deals that they're not going to just let it ride. Sounds like they're going to retaliate. At least that's the expectation. I hope they don't, but you just never know. Dottie, after we went live, was the first one in. We need to pray for our grandson. He's having surgery tomorrow. Well, you can bet on it, Dottie. Gary Boer's on here. Well, it's good to see you again, Gary. How are you doing? Wavy Gravy. I like this one. I read this while we were doing something else a minute ago. Wavy Gravy says, rumor has it that YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook will all merge into one website. The new website's going to be called UTwitFace. That's a good one. Let's see. David Tharp. Hey, Jerry, you may be onto something. They have never found a prehistoric cave painting of salad. And they never will either. Oh, my gosh. I'm telling you, salad is just meant to be compost, to grow potatoes. That's all it's for. You guys eat it. You don't know any better, but you're not supposed to eat that stuff. You're supposed to use it to grow potatoes. I tried to warn you. Ronald Todd, Jerry, how does it make you feel to watch the expression on the kid's face unboxing? Well, it makes me feel real good. I'm glad he's got it, and I just hope he excels with it. That's what I hope. I'm glad it's went to somebody that is very likely to use it, rather than just sit and collect dust somewhere. Gary Hayden, congrats to the fiddle contest winner. I believe he'll put it to good use. Well, I think he will too. Ben Boyd, just got back from vacation and I'm finally able to watch you live again. Looking forward to meeting you in Mountain View in a couple of weeks. Well, good. Yeah, I'm glad. Be sure to, well, if you haven't already, and I can't remember, be sure to email me and I'll give you my text number so you can text us when we're down there, and I can text you, vice versa. Aletha Chris, last night, Tom and I guess, watched JR's show. Oliver almost found a bride. He looked interested in all of the beauties, but JR said no for now. Yeah, I saw that video too. Scott Roberts, Jerry, how about spreading those forks out as far as you can, then add a middle for space to accommodate your average pallet? Maybe. Well, most pallets you just use two forks, because there's usually a board in the pallet in the middle, and I don't know. I think two will be enough. I don't have to really worry about it too much. I mainly want it for lifting logs and putting them on my sawmill. Because I've already got a big set of pallet forks for the big skid steer, and pretty much I can lift anything with that, including like your car. I can pick your car right up off the ground with that thing. It's seriously powerful, and so I don't really have to worry about it. It's just that it'd be nice to have it at a particular size that'll work for most things, where I don't have to, because I don't want to make it adjustable. Making it adjustable just makes it complicated. So I don't really need the middle fork, I don't think. Let's see. moving on down here. David Tharp, 3 symptoms of laziness. 1. Let's see. Alwyn D'Souza, just asking, do you visit Caleb's shop and guide him sometimes? Well, not really, no. I kind of cut the cord. I mean, it's not that we don't talk. In fact, I recommend Caleb to lots and lots and lots of people. I get every day. In fact, today I've already done it at least once or twice where I suggest people contact Caleb. So it's just that he's on his own. He's a big boy. He's going to have to take it on his own. Now, I mean, if he gets stuck and he asks me, I'll be glad to help him, But he's on his own. Henson at the end there, he doesn't have any question marks, but he says, if the fork doesn't work out, just put it in the road to confuse people. The fork in the road. Anyway, 127 viewers at the moment. Guys, that's probably going to be it. Oh, no, there's one more popped up here. Wavy Gravy says, sometimes at jam sessions, I do a medley of tunes I learned at my mother's knee and other low joints. I'm afraid to ask about that one. Let's see. Aletha Chris, Isaac's baby donkey's name is Thomas. A Tom-approved name. The donkey brings love and joy to your grandson, a great purpose. Yep. Yeah, and Isaac's a good kid. He's a good guy. Isaac is the only one, really, that is shown any interest in any kind of mechanical work. I mean, he likes to do mechanic stuff. He likes to work on engines. He likes to get his hands dirty working on stuff where no one else does. I think Trinian, I can't remember names. That's my problem. I think Trinian has some level of interest in that too, but Trinian's maybe a little different level. I mean, he's more of a deeper thinker, deep mind type person. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Hit the thumbs up, says David Tharp. Well, everybody do that if you would, please. I'd appreciate it. Wow, we jumped up to 133 viewers. 136. Man, I'm just going to sit here and count it, and it's going to keep going up. Thanks, guys. I think that's going to be it. Unfortunately, for those last people that just came on, we're going to be ending it right now. We will see you tomorrow with something else.